What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today is Sunday, so we're going to be checking out some different statues that have gone up for pre-order and whatnot this last week. There's definitely some we need to talk about. So first off, in case you guys are unaware, it being Labor Day weekend, Sideshow is having a sale. 10% off all in-stock items. So anything that's in stock, you can get 10% off right now using code LABORDAY22. So definitely a good chance to get that item that you've maybe been holding off for. 10% off, is a pretty big deal with Sideshow. So now's a good chance to get that item. And you can even throw it on like a payment plan, but still get that discount. Or you can use a firm, which is where you can get the statue now, but you do a loan through a firm. And you can even get like 0% and just pay it off in 3 months, which is actually really nice considering, I actually did that with Pumpkinhead. 3 months, I get to pay it off and 0% interest rate, but I get the statue now. So I'm like, why pay it all right now? And I could pay it in 3 months. So yeah, definitely a good chance to get some discounts. I've honestly been considering the Bruce Lee bust. Still considering it. It's $400 off with that 10%, which is pretty nice, but still $4,300. So let's check out what's some new stuff. So you got this Reverse Red Death statue by Prime One Studios. I think this has been up for pre-order for quite some time, actually. I'm not really into this heavy metal line, the Dark Knight's metal. And this just looks like really a variant, because I know I've seen that statue before. I'm not a fan of gold variants. I think that's just, all it is a cash grab by Prime One, so I'm not a fan of that at all. So here's something I don't quite get, and I know, like Dr. Mike is more into this stuff, but a $3,200 Regal robot, and I'm not too familiar with Regal robot. I only heard of them recently. But $3,200 for this tiny little bust, what is this, 23 inches tall? And it's the price of basically like Infinity Studios' Superman bust, which to me is 1,000 times more impressive. I mean, this thing, the base is garbage. It looks like a bunch of cloth with, I feel like you could almost make this yourself, goodness. And why would anyone even need a Tusken Raider life-size bust? I mean, it's not like they were super cool characters in the movie. Granted, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan. I definitely enjoy the movies, but I wonder honestly who would buy this. Maybe just the hardcore Star Wars collectors, I suppose, like if that's all you collected, but goodness. Friggin' Jupiter. That is way too expensive for such a simple bust with no silicone, no glass eyes, simple base. Just incredibly overpriced. I feel like this should be priced at $1,200, if that. Even $1,200 to me is pushing it. So yeah, definitely huge ripoff in my opinion. You got some props here. Predator 2 net gun and dart. That does even look that cool. And $600. Yeah, no thanks. You got Mjolnir here for $300. So I own an old Sideshow Mjolnir, and it costs about $300 as well back then. This is already sold out, actually. This is by Beast Kingdom. I've only seen their Infinity Gauntlet person, and it was very mediocre, honestly. But this is from Thor 4, which to me is probably the worst Marvel movie ever made. The only cool thing, honestly, was Mjolnir breaking apart and coming back together with Jane Foster. That was cool. Other than that, I hated that movie. Probably never watch it again the rest of my life. And honestly, it looks like that's kind of it. Not a ton of stuff going on this last week here on Sideshow's website. Again, let's check out Sideshow seconds just to see if there's anything new that might be a really good deal for you guys. Captain America PF, General Grievous PF, Bony Ma 1/10. I sold that bad boy. I did like the 1/10 Black Order line, but yeah, this Jean-Claude Van Damme, I see people posting pictures, and I do like the general statue. Like, I like the base, I like the pose, I like everything but the freaking face. I feel like they did decal eyes, which, I don't know, it just looks like dead in the face. And I would have loved to got that in Bolo and freaking get the Rocky and, like do like sort of like a 80s, 90s martial art type theme, but I'm not going to do it. But here's the main thing we want to talk about. Cinamaquette's Jurassic Park T-Rex statue. So they advertise this as 1/12 scale, but it is 40 inches long. Nearly 40, like 39.3, but it's only 17.7 high. So that's both good and bad. I mean, you can display it like on a top shelf where you have limited ceiling height, but you have tons of width, or bottom shelf, mid shelf. So, I mean, these dinosaur statues, I mean, this will require at least like a 36-inch wide garage shelf, and the tail will be poking out. But it's a pretty decent size. I mean, 40 inches is really wide. Although I wish the height was taller. 17.7 is just pretty low. When I think about like my Iron Studios T-Rex, that thing is also about 37 inches wide, but it's like 24 inches tall. Similar to my Grimlock, also because they like curl the tail a little bit, it's about 3 feet wide, but then it's about 24 inches tall. So I wish this was also taller. One thing they could have did to make it taller was a bigger base. But this one is in collaboration with like Stan Winston Studios, who made the original T-Rex. So this is going to be probably the most accurate, most detailed when it comes to the actual T-Rex himself. One thing I absolutely love is the glass eyes. That is my biggest complaint on my Iron Studios and Prime 1 Rotunda, is the eyes. They're just painted like yellow with a black dot, basically. Maybe a tiny little bit of veins. It's not super realistic, where this one, look at those eyes. And, I own a lot of Cinamaquette ECC products, and they are extremely impressive in person. So what you see here is pretty much what you're going to get, which looks like a fantastic paint job, just a walking pose. It's a maquette. So this is like something you would see on a movie set that the T-Rex is modeled after. See, they always build like something like this for the movie. So it's a closed mouth T-Rex, which we really don't even have a full statue of a closed. It's always open mouth. So it is nice that you get a, different T-Rex mouth. The only thing is closed mouth does show less detail in general. Check out that portrait though. That looks absolutely solid. Paint job looks great. Lots of black dots as well as like streaks. Teeth look good. Mouth looks good. I really like the paint job. That just looks just like the freaking T-Rex from the movie, no doubt. The price is pretty good. I mean, the Prime 1 1/15 one, where he's like roaring in front of it's the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom one. That one's the same price as this. And this is technically bigger because it's 1/12 versus 1/15. The only thing is that one does have a better base. I think that's the one thing that this lacks, is that freaking base. So the base is just like very simple black sub base with a jungle theme. So let me get to the pictures of the base. They don't have a lot of good photos of the base, really. They like show like an up close plant. There's a Jurassic Park little like pamphlets, plus a water mud step. And that's image 16 of 16. Yeah, they don't have a lot. Yeah, like, look at that base. Actually, it's more brown bronze look. I think that's the biggest problem, is the concept and the base of this. Conceptually, base-wise, all of Prime 1 Studios are far superior. However, I think this actual T-Rex is probably the best T-Rex statue when it comes to paint and sculpt you're going to get out there. I think because of the glass eyes and Cinamaquette's paint job, this will top any other T-Rex in the market when it comes to production. What this will lack is concept and size. Like my Rotunda T-Rex conceptually is 1,000 times better than this. Plus, it's bigger. And it's not like the paint job's terrible, and the eyes aren't terrible, but this one definitely will beat it. If you look at this, this is like a direct 3D scan of the T-Rex that was originally used. So it's definitely going to be very impressive. Limited to 700. Now the price is $14.90. Like I said, about the same price as Prime ones. And then shipping, this one's only available to pre-order within the USA. On Cinamaquette's website. Other, countries you have to use like a retailer. But shipping is always like $270 usually with Cinamaquette. It's always like a standard price, no matter the statue you get. So at the end of the day, you're looking at $1,800 really for this piece. And I'm confident anyone who pre-orders this will be very happy with the piece when they get it. And I spoke to someone who saw it at San Diego Comic-Con. They said they believe it's bigger than 112. They said it was very big in person. And it looked big in pics, at least very wide. So I personally would love to own this. However, the only way I could display this is if I removed and or sold my Star Wars, like where my Vader's at. It's the only place I could put something like this. So, I don't know if I want to sell my only Star Wars display to get this, because I already have 2 T-Rexes and a T-Rex bust. So it's like, I'm really all set for Jurassic statues. I don't need any more. So for me, I'm not going to be getting it for that reason alone. But anyone who doesn't own Jurassic statues and you just want a solid T-Rex, I think this is a great option. I'm sure in person when you get this, you're going to be very happy with it. And I bet in the aftermarket, it'll have good resale value as well. Considering it's in collaboration with Stan Winston, the glass eyes, the paint job's going to be solid. You'll get the most accurate sculpt. So very impressive by Cinamaquette. And glad to see them branching out to a few other licenses. I wonder if they're going to make any additional Jurassic Park, or this is just like a one-off. Because this is like the 20th or 30th anniversary? I believe the 30th anniversary, 1993. Goodness. 30 years. Wild. Anyways, folks, that is basically what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So let me know if you guys are going to be picking anything up this Labor Day weekend with that 10% off sale. Like I said, I'm still considering Bruce Lee, but I'm trying to see a few other options. I'm still trying to get the T1000 by freaking Queen Studios. So if any of you guys have any leads, please send them my way. I have cash ready to buy that T1000. Anyways, folks, that is it. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.